Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Chit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hey, everybody. Okay, my head's like cut off. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm trying to assess the situation. It should be full screen. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Oh, my goodness. Happy Thursday. It feels like a Friday, but it's Thursday. You know, there's that. I don't know about anybody, but my days are a little bit off. Maybe it's because it's like the summer is approaching. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me give the people some time to get in here. I was going to pull, I heard some news and I was like, oh, snap. So is this like available now? There's a lawsuit and I was like, oh shit, I totally want to read this lawsuit, but I don't see it. Maybe I need to log into Pacer and I don't have the time to do that right now. Pacer is not very user-friendly, but shout out to everybody that's coming through. There is a lawsuit. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try to do something real quick, if I can pull it real quick. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, because we're going to get right into it. We got some stuff to review. And let me just say that I had to watch it twice because I was like, there's no way that this actually really did happen. This didn't really. So I got done watching Motherly Addict. Oh my God. What in the hell was that? We're going to talk about that for sure. I just watched it twice. So we're going to talk about that. But let me pull something real quick. Let me see if this is available yet. Because I don't want to. No, that's not it. Okay. So apparently JLR has been sued by a content creator. So I was like, well, let me look into this, but I don't see it on my end yet. Maybe it might take time to get up there because I would like for us to read it, but I don't see it. I think it was sued by a Nerdy Addict. Shout out to Nerdy Addict. So I was like, okay, shit, I wanted to read it. It's up there. But I don't have access to it. Oh, damn. Oh, there you go. So you're going to talk about the arrest of Carlos Meniz. I don't even know who that is. Who is that? I heard about him. Wasn't it like Nathan Houchman did like a whole little like presentation? Just today he did like a live. Hey, Franny, he did a live for Celebrities. And I missed it. I was like, oh, I missed it. Look at my eyeliners everywhere, y'all. Who is he? He's a comedian? Is that who he is? Something about taxes or something like that. Something about Uncle Sam. He's a comedian. I see. I'm not even familiar. Cammy, do you know if the lawsuit is available yet? Because I can't find it. If it is, let me know because I would like to read it. But look at my eyeliner is not on point today. That's gonna hold up, y'all. Hold up. Eyeliner emergency, man. Where's my mirror? Let me get it. Hold up, y'all. Intermission, intersection, because that really is gonna bother me. It's going to distract me. Oh, see, that's what happened. It's like, sweaty booty weather right now. So you gotta be careful with your makeups and then all that other stuff. That's why it's all the eyeliners all over the place. Okay, I fixed it. There we go. That kind of bothered me. It really did. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Carlos is a bad comedian known for stealing jokes, and he is believed to hate Mexicans, even though he is a Mexican. Well, let me just say this, okay? Because literally, there's a lot of Mexicans that don't like Mexicans. It's the reality of our culture, unfortunately, and how the people get down. And it's typically, I'm not surprised. A lot of Mexicans don't like Mexicans. I've met many, maybe. Maybe that's why I feel like that's a thing. Thank you. You said your eyeliner is smudge all over your face too. I'm telling you, it's that sooty. What is it? Dirty, sweaty booty weather. That's what makes your makeup go crazy. You said, oh, he's from Honduras. Well, there you go. I thought he was. I don't know who he is. You won't miss Carlos, but his arrest is funny. Really? Oh, is it comedic? We'll have to watch. Anyways, so yeah, so there was some news about JLR being sued by a content creator. It's like the other way around, and it's a federal lawsuit. And it's a defamation per se lawsuit. It's out of Florida, and for whatever reason, Pacer is like, we don't like you right now. Go away. So I can't even log it. I'll have to get it some other day. But I'm kind of curious to know what that looks like. Typically, it's usually JLR suing everybody. Now it's content creators suing JLR. My goodness, You said, see, we thought he was Mexican too. That's how little we pay attention. I don't even know who he is, whatever. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a couple things. We're going to talk about the law and crime review that was done on D4VD. Some of the stuff, of course, we've been following to a T. We already know. So we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to get into the Motherly Instinct Netflix review. I was like, oh my God. Now, if I find the JLR lawsuit, we'll probably review it later on. But I'm still in shock by, put a one in the chat if you've seen it. The Netflix Motherly Instinct, it's like #1 on Netflix right now. Much better than the Mackenzie Shirilla documentary. Like, I was not, y'all know I didn't really like but I was intrigued by this one. It's crazy work. I'm surprised I never heard about this case. You hear about cases, give you guys some insight about, cases where expecting mothers, they go and they meet somebody online, they kind of meet somebody, usually expecting mothers, and then they become a target of, somebody taking their unborn child from them, okay, in the most graphic way. Oh my God. Like, I sat there and I said, oh no. But I got the arrest complaint. So we have the arrest complaint of Taylor when she was arrested. So we'll review that too. Because I was like, I was intrigued. First of all, they left a lot of out, Madison. That's what they said. I was intrigued by the start of it. You got a woman who gets like pulled over or whatever in the side of the road with a baby that still has an umbilical cord attached to it. And it's not her baby. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm giving you guys the biggest trigger warning. It is very traumatizing and whatnot. But we do have the arrest document and everything. Annie did it. Oh, Annie Elise. Shout out to Annie Elise. Okay. So first of all, as much as we not, like I said, we've already reviewed so much of D4VD. I don't think that this law and crime review is really going to reveal too much that we don't already know. So we probably won't do this whole thing right here. But, law and crime has their own version of what happened yesterday in court. So we're going to review that at 1.25. And there's a comedian right there that you're talking about, First Liberties. You said he's from Honduras? I'll have to check it out. All right, well,
Murderer David was back in court today for a status conference, a key meeting before a major reported multi-day preliminary hearing that was supposed to happen in 2 weeks. Although, what happened today? What happened in court? What did we learn? What can we expect from the prosecution and the defense? And also, how did the romantic homicide singer look and act? Breaking it all down with a reporter who was inside that courtroom. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, we just had a new hearing in the David case, just wrapped up this status conference. The sides coming together with the judge, determining where we're at in the case, what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to give you a little preview. We were supposed to have a preliminary hearing on June 29th, and it's reportedly going to be a few days. This is when the prosecution will present the evidence that they have. Maybe not all the evidence, but enough evidence to say, hey, judge, there's sufficient probable cause to support the charges and for this case to go to trial. That's what a preliminary hearing is. The defense has an opportunity to challenge the evidence.
Again, that is going to be on the 27th of July. The 7th, we have another status hearing. So the 27th is where we'll have preliminary, they're saying. The 7th, I don't know, guys. I think it's going to get pushed back again. We did say this yesterday. I'm like, some tells me that they're not going to be ready. If they have 40, terabytes, and they only had 10, was it 21st or 27th? Why did I think it was 27th, Breezy? Is it 21st? I believe you. Maybe my mind is all cross right now. 40, and then they have to schedule to go see the evidence in the courthouse, right? Even with D4VD, because they can't take some of this evidence with them, like the CSAMs and all that other stuff, right? So there's that. See, the 7th and why did I say 27th? The 7th and the 21st. Gotcha. Yeah, my wires crossing my brain, guys. Sorry.
Now, I say that, but you're going to hear how the timeline got a little tricky today based on what happened in court. Now, David is currently charged with first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains, all in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Remember, back in September 8th, 2025, that was the day after what would have been Celeste's 15th birthday. Her dismembered, decomposed body is found reportedly in the front trunk of a Tesla, allegedly registered to David, at an LA tow yard. At the tow yard, LAPD detectives apparently opened the Tesla's front storage compartment and found a black cadaver bag that was covered with insects. Inside the bag, they reportedly discovered a severely decomposed head and torso. There was a plastic garbage bag beneath the black cadaver bag that reportedly contained the dismembered arms and legs. Now, it was also reported that Celeste's ring and pinky fingers on her left hand had been amputated, that they were not found in this car. But prosecutors allege that David was in this illegal sexual relationship with Celeste, that he lured her to his rental home out in LA on April 23rd and stabbed her to death, allegedly watched her bleed out, and then reportedly took horrifying measures to conceal this alleged crime. They claim that he allegedly purchased a blue inflatable pool, chainsaws.
Okay, we know the details. I'm going to try because there were some other things that, they met in the chambers. There was a court issue. Okay, let's get to that.
Penalties potentially on the table, but we also know that there hasn't been an execution in California for years. There's a moratorium on executions. Quick snapshot of the background. Now I want to talk about what happened today. Okay, so let me bring on somebody who was in that courtroom today. She's outside the courthouse right now. NBC LA reporter Julia Deng. Julia, thanks so much for coming back here on Sidebar. Before we get into the substantive issues about what happened today, I understand it was a quick hearing, but important nonetheless. How did David look? How did he look compared to the last time you saw him?
I'm so glad, Jesse, you opened with that question, because that was actually the first thing I texted your producers. It was the first thing I noticed. He did not look great. I mean, he came in clean shaven. It looks like he may have gotten that haircut his attorneys requested, but he didn't look good. He looks like he hasn't slept properly in days. He's got bags.
I thought it's like we're getting different, maybe different perspectives. He looks great. He didn't look great. He winked. He didn't wink. He smiled. He didn't smile. So this one is saying he didn't look that great. Okay.
Under his eyes, he looked kind of rumpled. He was wearing the regulation orange jail uniform he had on last time, but the white undershirt this time, it was just really disheveled. Here's the thing, though. This is David we're talking about. He is so comfortable in front of cameras, in front of people on stages. He came in, he sat down in front of the judge like he owned that courtroom, and he started nodding and smiling at people. He didn't speak much. He just said, "Yes, Your Honor," to acknowledge her questions when she asked if he was okay with essentially delaying this case further. But he was very engaged, very active, making eye contact with the judge, nodding and smiling throughout. And this really caught my attention.
There you go.
Near the end of this very short hearing, really the court proceedings only went on for about 4 minutes. We caught David and his defense attorney smiling. at each other. This really appears to be part of the defense strategy to just keep on delaying. So he may have gotten out of this hearing today feeling like they notched some kind of win before this even goes to trial.
And I want to talk about that. Little 180. I got to tell you about a sponsor of ours. Because look, the truth is the summer's here, the weather's getting nicer. And I think it means, little spring reset on your closet.
Shout out to the Law and Crime sponsors. Man, this is long. Okay, here we go.
There? Were there any known associates there? Was there anybody from Celeste's family there? I mean, what was the scene like in the courtroom?
Not that I'm aware of. I did not see anyone sitting in the courtroom this morning who was easily identifiable as friends, families, or supporters of either the defendant or his alleged victim. But the back 2 rows were completely filled. Those were seats set aside for us, journalists covering this case. And then ahead of us, I think about 1.5 to 2 rows were filled, and those were spectators. I spoke with a couple of them, just people from around LA who had been interested in this case, who had been following it. Nobody was really taking a side. No one said anything about being personally connected to either David or Celeste. So no, we didn't see family, but David was definitely just holding court on his own. Again, walking out of this hearing smiling.
Again, before we go into what happened today, for people who don't know, when you talk about the condition, right, when you talk about the way David looks, where has he been? Like, what are the conditions that he's living in right now? Because he's locked up.
I mean, he is in the county jail. He is behind bars.
This question is like, what do you mean the conditions? I mean, they didn't let him get the designer clothes he was asking for or the Hello Kitty. Okay, I don't know.
And everybody there is now aware of what he has been charged with. It's not just first-degree murder. It's first-degree murder.
And I think they have him in like seclusion, right? Because of, the crime, but also like who he is as well.
On top of continuous sexual abuse of a child under the age of 14. And then on top of that, after he's accused of stabbing Celeste to death and abusing her sexually, he's accused of mutilating her corpse. So just imagine what other inmates must feel about having a neighbor like that. I know rumors have been floating around online about the nature of his imprisonment right now. He did have bail denied, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But I can only imagine what those daily conditions are like. He's allowed to shower reportedly once every other day. He's allowed to make phone calls only on those days. So this is somebody who had celebrity status. He had a following of several million. He had a multi-million-dollar career.
Yes, we know. Yeah. You said protective custody, right, Barbara Bish? That's right. Conditions, he's in jail. You said fool ain't gonna get his Kirby slippers in jail. And yes, he's isolated because of his only shot at a well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. He's isolated, right? He's in protective custody. They should have gave Julie Dang a noise canceling mic. You would think, right? Because I mean, if they're out there, they should be able to have this equipment. But at the same time, it's like all right, everybody's got, like somebody said in the chat, 10 different perspectives from 10 different people. There you go.
In the works, he had sponsorship deals. He was touring. He had an album coming out, and now he's wearing this orange jumpsuit. He is behind bars, and he is probably up against behavior that has him staying up every night. And that's why he came in today looking like he has not slept in days. I wish we could have cameras in there because it wasn't just his demeanor that captured my attention. It was his face. This is not the same David we saw in his mugshots, in his promotional photos on tour. This is a very different David Anthony Burke, now possibly about to stand trial for
right. And look, yeah, like you said, he's facing serious charges. We have a sense sort of what the evidence is from the prosecution. We were hoping to get a better sense for a preliminary hearing that was supposed to happen in 2 weeks. But I'm going to give you the floor right now. You're in this courtroom. You're at this status conference. It's supposed to be like, where are we at in the case? What exactly happened today?
It got delayed again. In a nutshell, Jesse, it got pushed back yet again because the defense wants to keep on delaying. So I love coming on your podcast, but we're going to have to do this again.
All right. Devil's advocate. Does the defense, okay, based on what we heard yesterday, if they haven't reviewed everything that they say that they have, okay, and based on how, you're able to review some of this evidence, is it a delay from the defense, or is it the simple fact that they haven't been able to review all the evidence? We can't expect this to go very quickly, even though it's a speedy trial. Like you're going to have to know what they're presenting against you, right? So I don't know. I'm like, I get where everybody's coming from. Well, they need to hurry up. I'm like, but like this takes time, right? And we don't want things to get overturned. We don't want appeals. We don't want happy meals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, let the defense do what they have to do. And we're still very much early on the process.
Again in July after we just did this in May. So the status conference is one part of the preliminary hearing process here in California. So we just did this May 12th. It was supposed to be a preliminary hearing May 26th. That ended up getting moved. So then it was status conference today, June 17th, preliminary hearing June 29th. Now that date, the 29th of June, that's been canceled. We're going to do another status conference July 7th now. And then there's supposed to be a preliminary hearing on July 21st. But I would not be surprised at this point if this gets continued or delayed again.
And Julia, why did that happen, right? It has something to do with the evidence in this case, the amount of evidence. I understand there was a closed door hearing as well. I mean, do you have any sense about what the delay is about?
Yeah, that is exactly right. So they started the court proceedings a little bit late today. The entire thing went on for 4 minutes, but the judge sat down and immediately told all of us that there was actually a closed door in chambers hearing this morning ahead of the scheduled status conference. So she met with both sides. She met with the prosecution and the defense. And apparently, defense made a motion to continue or delay the preliminary hearing. Now, the judge indicated it was because of some kind of evidence that came out during the discovery process. The judge says, the court decided there were grounds to continue this case, to delay it to July. But beyond that, we don't actually know what exactly in the evidence led to this. I imagine it might have something to do with just the amount of data. We talked about that last time, how the prosecution started uploading evidence from hard drives.
Hard drives, 40 terabytes, right? You said, listen, that's what we're saying. This is probably not going to go to trial till like maybe January to March next year, guys. Honestly, that's what it looks like. Listen, it isn't easy for defense to come up with an excuse on this, what you said. I don't know, man. If you're thinking about it that way, it does make you wonder, when is Blair Burke going to bail out? Because, I don't think, when I was looking into this, has Blair Burke actually represented somebody in a situation like this, like facing murder charges? Or was it just like a celebrity thing or like a DUI thing? Because she has represented celebrities before. I just don't know if it's been to this capacity. Hey, you two bad actors, you said it is not a speedy trial anymore. We have no idea how much of the discovery is obscenity or the witness statements against him. This isn't going to be speedy. That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't really know what does it mean if it's speedy, if it's like 40 terabytes and they're still talking about witnesses and whatnot. In the beginning, the defense wanted to do things quickly. How they just want to delay things. They're reviewing evidence. That's what it is. It's going to take time. She's probably going to keep delaying it. And then she's going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm booking it. Yeah, I don't know. Because like I said, if you look at Blair Burke's profile, I haven't seen her represent anybody facing this kind of a case
during the investigation, and days later they were only about 10% through that upload process. What we were hearing was it was 40 plus terabytes of data, and that does include video evidence, photos of Celeste and the defendant. So I imagine just the volume of data that still has to be sifted through has something to do with the defense calling for this delay and the prosecution agreeing.
And look, what's difficult about it is we don't know what the defense is going to do. We don't know if their defense is going to challenge the timeline. We don't know if the defense is going to challenge the cause of death. But, there is a question of how much they're going to fight the allegations of this sexual abuse material allegedly found on his devices. And, maybe they need more time to form an argument. They need more time to prepare because in a preliminary hearing, like we've talked about before, this case had gone to grand juries where it's one-sided. It's only the prosecution presenting evidence. No indictment was returned through that grand jury. So there was questions about why that was. But now it goes to a preliminary hearing in front of a judge. The defense has an opportunity to challenge this evidence, to hear what the prosecution has and to challenge it, see where the prosecution's going with their case. But we don't know how the defense is going to do it. And so going back to what you mentioned, whether or not
I'm muted. Sorry about that. Going back to what I was saying, I was correct. Blair Burke has never represented anybody in like a murder case. So she's done like the Harvey Weinstein, but not a murder case. So keep that in mind, okay? Like that, I think that, it would be different. Say you have like an Alan Jackson, or I'm thinking of others I mean, other lawyers that maybe have dealt with these kinds of cases that are kind of well known. I don't know. I mean, kind of curious to know how this is going to go.
This is an advantage for the defense. As somebody who's been covering this case for quite some time, I want to read you real quick what Steve Fisher posted on X today after this hearing. So Steve Fisher is a private investigator who's been looking into this case. He was hired by the owner of the property where David had reportedly been staying, a property that's reportedly near where that Tesla was recovered, with obviously Celeste's body allegedly found inside. So he wrote today, the preliminary hearing in the David case has been continued until July 21st. He is presumed innocent in the eyes of the law, but as a human being with a brain and the ability to think and perceive, I have to say this. This is not how I would expect an innocent person to direct his lawyers to act. If I were innocent and had been sitting in jail for months on charges I did not commit, I would be telling my very high-priced lawyers, no more delays, get me the bleep out of here. But that is not what is happening. Now, Julia, look, from a legal point of view, I'll just give my 2 cents. Look, I get what he's saying, right? If the prosecution, if he's really innocent, then you would assume that the prosecution's evidence against him is really weak. Put their feet to the fire, have an immediate preliminary hearing, which is kind of what I think the defense initially wanted. We'll challenge the evidence. We'll get him out. That'll be that. But the other way of looking at it is, you know, you got to prepare a proper legal argument, and you need time to look at what the prosecution's evidence is. So how do you see it, whether or not this delay is actually an advantage to David and his defense team?
Oh,
I think there is so much evidence against the defendant here, Jesse. I don't really know if there's any kind of advantage for his case. I hate to let what's happening in the court of public opinion, you know, leak into what's actually happening in the courtroom, but it is an undeniable fact that there is overwhelming evidence against David Anthony Burke here. Otherwise, prosecutors would not have brought this case. Now, there are questions as to why there was no grand jury indictment, but we have seen the 9-page preliminary brief now, the charging document, if you will, laying out what the prosecution's side of this is going to look and sound like in courts. And even some of that material that can't be presented to the court, you know, they've described what that is, and that's part of that 40-plus terabyte volume of data that was dumped during discovery on the defense. Now, from the attorney standpoint, I understand the more time they have, right, the more options they can consider, the more research they can do. From David's standpoint, from the defendant's standpoint, he's the one sitting in jail. I don't know how much longer he really wants to be there. Again, he did not look good.
But, First Liberties, you said that a couple of homicides. I didn't even see the homicides in her background. So I'm wondering which ones. Now I'm kind of curious. Hey, Flojo. Hey, everybody. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please, and thank you. She said she can say that the evidence was obtained with an invalid warrant, or can say the government only provided 2 illegal acts instead of 3. Then you could get that charge dropped. Speedy trial rights are when the prosecution drags a trial out. Defense is the one asking for a continuation in this one, says Venus Blue Cupcake. Okay. Hey, Vic, you said they just may be a tough trial for her to defend. This might be. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Rabbit, scroll up on my last longer message. I will try if I can. Scrolling. I was muted. Yes, I was. I don't know. I can't get over how they get iPads. Yeah, they get iPads in the, in the little facilities now. I'm sure they'll find a game to play or something. I mean, do they have games in those iPads? I don't know. Flojo, I don't see it. I'm sorry. Okay, this is it. Cementellia's murder? Fabio Cementellia's murder. She defended his wife. Okay. That's what Blair Burke did. Let me see if I can pull it. All right, Fabio Cementelli, wife, Blair Burke. Yeah, you're right. So how did she do there? Yep, Blair Burke delivered opening statements. There it is. She was accused. Blair Burke delivered opening statements in the case against Monica Cementelli, who's accused in the stabbing death of her husband, prominent hairstyle Fabio Cementelli. Burke insists there's no evidence linking the defendant to her husband. This was just last year. Oh, okay. She lost to Beth. So Beth Silverman was the DA on that one? Oh, we. So I see. So they're not. Okay, then. All right, then. This is going to be them going at it again. Different case.
This morning, he clearly has not been sleeping well behind bars. So his attorneys, his team, probably sold this to him hard.
Interesting.
The more time we have, the more we can look into this, and build a stronger case for you. Because he's not just facing one felony charge. This is not just a murder case. He's accused of 3 separate felonies. One of those felonies has special circumstances that make him eligible for the death penalty, even though executions have been halted here in the state of California since 2019.
Now, do you think they have Fortnite in those iPads? Do they have Fortnite? Because, and I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't know what kind of game. I mean, they don't have Tetris. I'd be happy with Tetris because I like Tetris, but like,
it is still legal for the death penalty to be a sentence considered by prosecutors. So there's still a question mark as to whether the prosecution is going to go down that route. But serious case here, I imagine they just want more time to figure out what in the world they're going to do to fight this.
And look, there is a moratorium on executions. Although I will tell you this. This is what I want to really ask you about, because we knew that this wasn't the preliminary hearing today. We knew we weren't going to maybe find out all the evidence, but I was hoping we would get a preview. I was hoping we get an idea of what we can expect at the preliminary hearing, because this is a case that has been shrouded in secrecy since September of last year. We're looking for bits and pieces of information and evidence. So when this preliminary hearing potentially happens, whether it's in July or it's pushed off, what are you looking out for? Are you going to be saying, you know what, Jesse, I really want to see the actual substance, the actual content of the text messages between Celeste and David, not just the descriptions of them by prosecutors. I want to know more of the explanation of that Santa Barbara trip. Jesse, I want to see the surveillance video of David allegedly driving the Tesla. How about this? How exactly are prosecutors going to prove that they know that he watched her bleed out in his home?
Yeah.
Is there surveillance? Is there an eyewitness? What about
It's a very specific kind of detail, and we even went back and forth on that too. You said they cannot play games with fighting or violence. So Fortnite is out. He probably has banned Lab. If you guys remember Ban Lab and how he got his start. No game systems, people say. They have PlayStations in prison now? Really? Okay. Wow. It's crazy work.
DNA and the forensics. You know, there's a part in one of the prosecution's filings where they say inside the garage, detectives discovered evidence consistent with the dismemberment of the victim's body in the inflatable pool, which contained multiple linear cuts. Several biological samples, which tested positive for blood, were collected within the garage area. DNA analysis determined that various samples matched the victim's unique genetic profile. So what are you looking out for? What do you want to see in this case?
I'm looking for all of that, Jesse. And in addition, I'm curious about who the prosecution is going to call as a witness. Now, the DA brought that up this morning. The prosecution brought that up this morning. They said they had to check with detectives. They had to check with their witnesses before agreeing to a status conference timeline. They did eventually settle on that July 7th date. But yeah, I'm curious about all of that because the wording in that preliminary brief is so interesting. Prosecutors state so much of that as facts, which obviously raises the question, well, how do you know? How do you know the defendant stood by and watched his victim bleed out? I mean, 2 options come to mind immediately for me. Either there was a witness who is claiming that, or there must be surveillance video. And yes, absolutely. I am curious about the text message exchanges between...
And I quote, he stood out. He stood and watched. I think that was right here. It says he stood by as she bled out. That's what remember we went back and forth on this like a couple of weeks ago on this? Back and forth, back and forth. He stood out as he watched her bleed. I was like, Lord have mercy. Okay. Yeah.
David and Celeste. We have all read now the descriptions of those text messages and how some of them have made reference to things like Plan B, abortion, pregnancy, sexual activity between the two. We have not actually read those messages. I'm also curious about the final argument the 2 of them had, the one that went on before David allegedly ordered an Uber that brought Celeste from her family's home in Lake Elsinore, more than 80 miles away, to his rental home in the Hollywood Hills before her phone went dead. and she went missing. So there's so much of that evidence that sounds like it was preserved on devices. In addition, right, we talked about the chainsaws that David ordered from Amazon that were sent to his address. I'm curious about all of those things that have been referenced now.
Yeah.
When do we get more information about where this is going?
Well, and that's a very specific detail. He stood to watch her as she bled. Was there one of the questions that we had? Well, was there surveillance of this? Like, what did he ever? Is there surveillance of this too? Because that's a very also specific detail, right? That he stood there. He didn't like if he did this, did he watched her? He made sure he watched her. How would we know that unless there's surveillance that shows that, right? So I do wonder about that. I mean, I don't know. You say one has to be demented to do what they did to Celeste, let alone stand and watch her bleed out. So disgusting. Well, that's what I'm saying, Michigan Girl. Like, I do wonder, because it's a very specific detail. If it didn't happen that way, it's going to get challenged, right? Dragonfly, I don't know about that. Right, you two bad actors. I wonder if there is surveillance of this. That's the quote. I think they would have picked him up sooner if there was video. That's a good point. Because it's like you're watching somebody murder another person, right? Huh. Interesting. And if there was surveillance, yeah, he would have picked up sooner, I would think.
And who is going to take the stand as a witness to add color, to add dimension?
Yeah, and look, a couple of things there, right? So in a preliminary hearing, you would imagine it's not all the prosecution's evidence that they have, and sure, they get more evidence as they go to trial, but it usually be like the lead detective to kind of summarize everything that they have. But also you have to think about this, right? The conversation that David allegedly had with Celeste to allegedly lure her there, that goes not only to the idea of motive, that goes to the special circumstances, lying in wait, killing a witness for financial gain. She had to have said, I'm going to ruin your career. I'm going to go to the authorities. I'm going to expose you. So what do those messages exactly say? But also, before I let you go, Julia, cooperating witnesses. I don't know if there's anybody from David's inner circle who is going to testify against him, anybody who may have had a role, who may have aided, who may have abetted, who may have facilitated, anybody who may have assisted him in any way with based on the allegations that he's facing. We haven't heard that he's had any help. But one of the things we have wondered, is there an immunity deal? Is there anybody, a cooperating witness who will testify against him? Have you heard anything to indicate that whatsoever as we now wait for the next part of this case?
I have not heard anything about an immunity deal, Jesse, but it's what we hadn't heard that raises more questions. People in David's inner circle, people who've been shown in photos with him at concerts, in his live stream videos, who've been on his social media, many of them are now very tight-lipped and making moves to distance themselves from David. That tells me they're not supporting him. And it wouldn't shock me at this point if any one of them struck some kind of immunity deal with prosecutors to share what they know. Now, I do want to point out that they...
Now, chat, do you all guys feel like immunity deal was done? Don't put the name. I mean, you know, there's all kinds of people you could think. But the question is, do you believe that there was an immunity deal? You put a 1 in the chat. Hold up. Don't do it yet. Put a 1 in the chat. Hold up. Don't do it yet. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe yes. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe no. Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Last night, I said this witness could possibly be his brother, who is trying to distance himself so he can have a music career, says Flojo. Ooh. You said, I believe I did hear there was an immunity deal made with the witness. Will we ever know who and what? Will we ever know? That is the question. Will we ever know? That's the question that I have. Okay. Whoa, everybody. No, not 1, number 2. Oh my God, that's crazy word. There's not 1. Don't put a 2 if you don't believe it's a 2. Eventually, yes. All right. Huh. it's really like, what does this look like?
David has a brother who allegedly met Celeste when she traveled with him out of state, out of California. It sounds like she went to Texas to meet his family. David has a little brother. So very curious if he ends up on the prosecution's witness list, and of course, what he has to say about his family member.
Yeah. Julia, thank you so much for being our eyes and ears about what's happening in that courtroom. I mean, I could go day and night about how much I think it's a problem not to have cameras in every courtroom in this country. I think they should be everywhere, but I really appreciate the absolutely fantastic reporting. And I'm sure we're going to be having this conversation again in July. You know, hopefully we'll have a status conference. Hopefully we'll have a preliminary hearing, because as much.
Is it going to get pushed back again? That's the question that I have. I feel like it's going to get pushed back again. Definitely. I honestly think it's going to get pushed back again.
Just the public and we are looking for answers. It's really the family. It's Celeste's family that deserves answers. They deserve to know what's going on here, and hopefully they get those answers sooner rather than later. Julia Dang, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe.
Shout out to Jesse and his hair. Okay. Shout out to Jesse and his hair. Now I'm looking at something else too, that this was dropped yesterday, but it's already, information that we already know, nothing new. And it was from Rolling Stone. We already got the update. It's the same. They pushed it back. We won't hear anything. So it's a new article about yesterday. We already covered it. So I don't feel like we need to go through it again. Here. You said he stood by while watching. That seems to be backed by a fact to be presented at trial. What could that be? A witness? Could that be a camera? Ooh, what if it's a witness? What if that is the person who got the immunity? What if it's a witness, and what if it's the person who got the immunity? That's what I want to know. You said Jesse does have the hairline for sure. That's my boo bye. Shout out to Jesse Weber and his hair. I know, man. That hair's got a whole different personality. Shout out to Jesse and his hair. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, let me see if I can hide this, because we're going to start another poll, because I'm kind of curious to see what the chat says. Hold up 1 minute. Sorry, guys. I muted myself because I'm creating the poll. All right. Put a 1 in the chat, because we are going to move on. Put a 1 in the chat if you did watch the Netflix Motherly Instinct. I kind of want to know how many people watched it. Put a 1 in the chat if you watched it. Put a 2 in the chat if you did not. There, that's what I heard. I believe it's the orange strategic ice cream yesterday. There was something mentioned about a witness. Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see how this chat. I got to see what this chat looks like. I can tell you I watched it twice today. Hey, Belen, how are you? Haven't watched yet. Okay, cool. Shout out to you, Belen. You guys, do me a favor. Why are you putting the 1s and the 2s? Hit the like button, hype up. Please don't make me ask you to hit the like button. Support, share, do all those good things. Please, and thank you. All right. You said don't have Netflix downloaded yet already. We'll watch it some other time. Okay. No, it's not. It's only on Netflix. Okay. Watch it after you go offline. Okay. Well, I hope I don't spoil it for people, and I might if you have not watched it. If you don't want me to spoil it for you, then don't watch. don't watch it. I hate to tell you to log off, and don't watch me, but I don't want to spoil it for you, okay? So let's start with this little preview. This is the Netflix preview, and then I will do a little quick breakdown of this documentary. Oh my God, Didi, thank you so much for gifting. Y'all put some hearts in the chat. If you've been gifted, thank you guys for supporting. Thank you. And if you've received a gift from Didi, thank you, Didi. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Can we make this bigger? All right.
There's way more good people than there are bad.
But there's evil in our land.
911, what's your emergency?
I need an ambulance because I started having my baby.
She's carrying the baby in her lap.
She doesn't look like she had a baby.
It doesn't?
No.
She just, no.
I don't know what everybody wants me to talk about.
Where'd this baby come from?
It's mine.
Can't be.
Taylor is hard to describe.
She came off as a normal country girl.
Somebody that you could kick it off with, quick like, you know.
Her whole mission in life was to be the pretty girl that caught the eye of a guy. And then she met Wade.
I haven't known Taylor but just a couple months. She hits me with, I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant.
Coming from a small town, you can trust easy.
But I just begin to worry. Something's just not right. I said, did you go in with her to the clinic?
She said the doctor had an emergency or he couldn't meet us.
So many things did not add up.
I mean, they were buying cars, cattle. Someday she was going to be this millionaire.
And that's what she told us.
All people see is this loving, happy relationship.
Why would you not believe it? Things got super weird.
I took a step back and was like, you're scaring me.
How can one person keep up with that many lies?
Money's got to be coming from somewhere, you know.
I still can't understand how this was going to work.
It was unimaginable what she did. I don't even know how to explain it.
Pit of my stomach just fell.
I said, I think I know who that is.
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh-wee, man.
For a demon like her, hell would be easy.
You have to side-eye Wade, you said? Lord have mercy. Now, ooh, you are the first person that I hear that you're side-eyeing Wade. You don't see Wade as a victim? That's interesting. We got to talk about that, Tracy. Give me one sec, guys. You said guilty, guilty, guilty. Oh my God. Now, first of all, let me shout out Estrella Mom Erin. Thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. And Morris, thank you, both of you. And Dee Dee, thank you guys. If you guys have received gifts, put some hearts in the chat, okay? Put some corazones in the chat. All right. So, this documentary immediately intrigued me. Let me just say that, okay? Immediately. Because it starts with the body cam footage, all right? So this is the case of Taylor Renee Parker. And it is a very disturbing case. It's a murder case, and she is actually one of the youngest women on death row in Texas as we speak. So very young woman on death row, okay? And her case basically, she was convicted and sentenced to death for the murder of Reagan Simmons. Is it Hancock? I think that's how you say that. Yes. A pregnant 21-year-old woman. She basically cut this woman's unborn baby from her womb in an attempt to pass it off as her own child. That is the crux of this, okay? But it was kind of like, hold up, guys. I got somebody at my door. Ooh, sorry about that. Baby Bunny came through. Anyway, so let me go back. All right, so she is the youngest woman on death row right now. To give you guys a little background, is, she had undergone a hysterectomy years ago. Taylor did. Many years ago, she underwent a hysterectomy. And this Netflix documentary, I think what kind of drove me a little bit crazy about it was that they're interviewing the gynecologist that did the hysterectomy. Like, they're watching Taylor make these birth announcements, and they know that she had her hysterectomy. Like, that's what happens, I guess, in small towns. Shout out to the small towns. Maybe that's why I don't live in a small town, because I don't want you guys knowing my business like that. But can you imagine that the doctor that like did your hysterectomy, he knows the business that happened to you, and now he's watching your pregnancy announcement. All the people are watching your pregnancy announcement, and the doctor can't even say anything because of HIPAA. Like, that's the crazy part. She also has a hysterectomy, and it was based on a true story. Yeah. So, like, everybody knows, and she, like, I would imagine, I think that would have been the hardest kind of HIPAA to kind of keep. Like, that the woman who has a birth announcement can't have babies, and you're the office that performed her hysterectomy, and she's giving a birth announcement with a man, and she can't get pregnant. Okay? I was like, am I watching this? Is this really, like, that's why I had to go watch it twice. I said, wait a minute. So that you can break HIPAA laws when you know that somebody's going to be hurt, right? Like when there's a commission of a crime. But doctors aren't law enforcement, so they're not there to kind of dictate that, right? Cammie says she invited her doctor to her gender reveal. Did I tell y'all this is a small town? She pretended to be this wealthy woman, and to me, it sounded like Taylor, she meets Wade, right? And Wade is like the love of her life. Okay. The love of her life. She meets the love of her life. And she kind of gave off, maybe because I've met, and maybe you guys can like attest to this. Have y'all ever met maybe a friend or a girl that she would be willing to do everything and anything to keep a man? Like, even though the man doesn't really like love you like that, but you could see that she would. Hell, maybe one of you guys have ever been in that situation. You're willing to go above and beyond for the person that you're with. And that's what it seemed like. That's what it gave the impression, is that she was, how the young people would say, sprung. Okay. Very, very sprung. Right. And, she wanted to do and keep him. And so at first she was a wealthy woman, inheriting a wealthy young woman, inheriting a bunch of money, doesn't get along with her bio mom. Grandma's about to give her an inheritance, something like $8 million. And her and Wade start like shopping for land or something. And there's all these cars. She's buying cars for her future mother-in-law. She's buying all kinds of things, right? And that's what she's doing. Wade, Wade, very young guy, okay? Wade, to me, kind of is the equivalent of like impressionable, very easy. He doesn't want to, shake the table type of kind of guy. Very, he lets things slide, right? He doesn't have any kids, but Taylor had 2 children. Was it 2 children? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It sounded like she had like a child or 2 children or 1 child from a previous, relationship, whatever that was. But she didn't have custody of this child. Somebody else had this child, right? We find out later who it is, actually. So Wade, he's kind of like, well, she's kind of leading the she's leading the relationship, whatever. He's kind of sitting there, and to me, he seems very passive, very, very passive. Lets her do whatever. So they get together, they move in together, and they start kind of, being together. But, once, all this wealth is happening, she's getting all this wealth. Suddenly, she's buying cars for her future mother-in-law, all kinds of people, and sharing her wealth. And then those cars basically get repossessed. 2 children. Thank you so much. 2 children. the cars that she was gifting to like the mother-in-law, they get repossessed. Why? For non-payment. Taylor wanted to buy like a piece of land. She starts talking to this like huge real estate guy. Wade was looking into land in Oklahoma, huge land. I think it was like 4 million. Okay. It was like they called it, was it Pecan Paradise or something like that? That stood out to me. Very nice land. You know, if you like the horses and the cows and the horses and the cows. Okay. Yeah, Joe Mama, where's that money coming from? Ooh, am I lagging? Hopefully not. Anyways, so money starts coming in, there's a lot of questions about that. She's calling real estate people. She's wanting to pay like $4 million for a piece of land in Oklahoma. She's wanting to pay it cash. The real estate people, they're like talking to her people, and they're basically getting the runaround from Taylor's people. Initially, they were going to get $4 million in cash. I don't know how that was going to happen. And then it turns out they had to walk away from that deal because it didn't go down the way that it needed to. It was just like all these names and all these people that were trying to contact, in the middle to get a hold of Taylor while Taylor was kind of living life, right? So Taylor, I guess, I don't know, decides that she's pregnant one day. She decides she's pregnant one day. And essentially, she had this group of friends that they went to high school together. They grew up together. They all follow each other on Facebook, right? And the group of friends, they kind of like, they knew Taylor growing up. They knew Taylor had like a lot of medical issues and whatnot. There was concerns, and whatnot. Why is my camera lagging? Give me 1 second, guys. This is really bothering me. Hold up. See if I can turn off my camera real quick. So, yeah, and her belly was getting big. You're right. Supposedly there was some weirdness about her belly they kept talking about, right? Like, she was saying she was this far along, but really she wasn't. The family starts getting a little bit concerned. The friend circle that grew up with Taylor, they're like, the girl can't get pregnant. She had a hysterectomy. Like, they knew that she had a hysterectomy. So you had somebody from that group that was contacting Wade's family to let Wade know what was going on and whatnot. You got the gynecologist's office that's watching Taylor do this, and it's like they can't say nothing, right? They got to be quiet. So Taylor decides, it's probably time for me to start buying silicone belly. She decides to go on Amazon, which I didn't even know you could do that. I'm about to go search and see if I can buy me one too, because that's the thing that you do. I mean, between the D4VD case, where he's buying, body bags and whatever, to then silicone bellies. I really don't know if like does Amazon have like do they have like a threshold of if you buy this, you are red flag from Amazon or something? I don't know. It's weird. I didn't even know that was a thing that you can buy silicone bellies, but apparently that is a thing. Okay. So you said, Rabbit, don't you know Amazon sells everything? You said, oh my, see, I don't even review that lady like that. Okay. Why is my camera frozen? Okay. Hopefully you said no. You said late. No worries. But apparently that's the thing you could do. You can buy silicone bellies. Let me see if I can pull my Amazon Prime. Do I have Prime? I do have Prime. Hold on. Amazon. Let's see. I'm going to search for a silicone belly. Silicone. And I remember her typing it was like cheap pregnant belly. This is a thing that you can actually buy. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Let me share the tab with you. You could buy a pregnancy belly on Amazon. I mean, wow. Oh my God. I'm still frozen. Okay. I guess this camera's going to like not work for a little bit. Let me turn it off. Anyways, so yeah, it's a thing. You could definitely, I mean, $100. Look at how far along you'd have to be, They have no, you work for Amazon. Well, damn, they're definitely not going to be on my anytime list on this one. Now I've seen everything. I mean, don't you kind of have to wonder why you can buy it all on Amazon? Okay, let's remove that. So, anyways, she decides to buy a silicone. She's got to keep up, right? She's got to keep up with the lie. And her belly looks a little off. It doesn't look right. She's not intimate with Wade anymore. Wade isn't getting any. Okay. He's not. He's talking about, it's been 4 months and he's got nothing, right? So, Wade being kind of like a new dad because he's never had children, he doesn't really know. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really know how this kind of works, right? She doesn't want to be seen without any clothes because that, is bothersome to her, which, some women, when you're going through that, I completely understand. You don't feel like it. Yeah, 4 months of nada, right? Yeah, it totally gave Laura Owens. If you don't know that case, oh my God, it's an insane case. Anyways, it gave a fake twin pregnancy, okay? And Wade is just kind of like, well, Wade to me, the name Wade is very much like, I really don't be paying attention and I'm just kind of sitting down and, doing what I got to do. Right. What it gives that to me. And when you hear the interviews with Wade, you're like, you're very passive. You kind of just let people do stuff. He didn't put his foot down. I mean, it really took months after for him to even like really understand the gravity of the situation. That's what it looks like. Anyways, so she's going along with her pregnancy. She meets a young woman by the name of Reagan, and Reagan, she needs somebody to do photography for her wedding. Taylor was, I guess she was doing like a side hustle with pictures and photography, and she was doing that and whatnot. So, Taylor, gets hired for Reagan's wedding, and that's how she met Reagan. Reagan, is the victim of this crime, her and her unborn child. Okay. So, what the heck? We are really getting trolled. I don't understand. Is everybody okay? Anyways, Lord have mercy. So, what happens? So, Taylor continues to keep up with this facade, this pregnancy thing. And, people, of course, start getting wiser. Wade's family is told about Taylor and the fake pregnancy because they're getting emails and messages and text messages. And this is a small town. So like everybody talks to everybody. So this was a thing. Well, the gynecologist's office, right, guys, they were very concerned. And you know what they did? They decide to call what they say a code pink. And I'm like, what is a code pink? Well, apparently a code pink is like when there's a stolen baby, like when they think that a baby could be stolen. Oh my God, this is pissing me off. Hold up, it's frozen again. Yeah, so they called a code pink. And that's how they basically, it's like an alert for the hospitals to keep an eye out on, a potential, stolen baby abduction. Thank you. Better than code. Well, I don't know. All I know is when I hear code blue in a hospital, that's not a good thing. That's what I know. Yeah, that's what I know. But it's a code for a hospital. Basically, it's like heads up that there might be somebody you got to be careful with. There might be an abduction of a baby. The simple fact that the gynecologist even thought that this woman, who's live, they saved years before, by the way, because she went in there and she had before she had a hysterectomy, she had her was it her tubes tied, and then she had a complete hysterectomy. Okay, like they completely remove her uterus, so they knew her profile very well, right? The simple fact that the doctor felt like he needed to keep an eye out, and then they were calling the gynecologist's office to ask him about, is it possible that she's pregnant, not pregnant, whatever it may be, something to that effect. And the gynecologist, they can't give out information because of the HIPAA, even if there's a crime occurring. Now, let me do this, guys, because I really do want to be on camera. I'm going to try to refresh. Maybe that's what's happening. Don't leave. I'll be right back. Hit the like button while you wait. And thank you guys again for gifting and supporting. But let me refresh real quick, okay? Okay, I don't know. My camera's acting kind of weird, and that's okay. So, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Anyways, where was I at? Damn it. Now, I'm on the computer camera, but my other camera, I don't know. I'd have to check it out. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it just overheated a little bit because it does that every once in a while. So let me make sure that everything's good. All right. So, anyways, where was I at? So, the gynecologist's office is getting a bunch of calls, right? And they can't really answer any questions because of HIPAA laws and whatnot. There's so much going on. They can't really they know that there's something going on, right? So, one of the Wade's family members basically says something to the effect of you should go with your instincts, something like that. And then somehow Wade's family gets a hold of Taylor's friends from the past, the ones that they went to high school with and everything, right? So from there, they tell Wade and his family that Taylor had a hysterectomy and she's not really pregnant. She can't get pregnant, guys. She can't. So what happened? Why would she take it this far? They're basically watching her. The community is watching her as she is lying to everybody, right? They're like, well, she can't fake a miscarriage now. She's supposed to be due now. She literally takes this lie all the way up to when she's going to give birth, right? She gets into this argument with Wade because, she's feeling like, Wade, your family doesn't support me. And, and it gets very volatile. And Wade, being this passive, person, I guess confronts her finally, which I'm like, I'd like to see what that looks like. Cause I don't know. He doesn't give me the confrontational type, but he says he did. She tells Wade, I'm going to come back with the baby and I'm going to prove to you guys that I really was pregnant. Up until the day that she had to give birth, she set half of his house on fire or something like that just to avoid that. She called a bomb threat to the hospital to avoid going to the hospital to give birth. She took it there. The girl took it there, right? So she tells Wade, right when they're about to go to the hospital, I don't know, he does something with the hogs. I have no idea anyways, something about the hogs. I kept seeing the hogs are very scary. That's a very scary animal. Maybe because after watching Silence of the Lambs when I was younger, I was like, those pig things, they're anyways, they just creep me out. So the hogs, he's out here doing his hog, I don't know what he does with it. Shout out to everybody that does the rancher stuff, but I have no idea. He's delivering hogs from one side of the area to the next, okay? So she's out on her own to apparently go to the hospital. She starts driving ahead or whatever, right? And then really things kind of start off, and this is where the Netflix documentary starts, is basically what happens is that she's on the road and police stop her and she's freaking out. And she's saying something to the effect of, this baby is 35 minutes old. This baby is blurred, but it's a baby with the umbilical cord still attached to the baby. Okay. Reagan was found by her family at her home, and she was cut open, man. That was what happened. And Reagan's 3-year-old daughter was in the other room, scared out of her mind, clearly hiding, right? Reagan died, and so did this baby, right? They didn't survive. Okay. Taylor is kind of comes up with some story. Oh my God, y'all. They're in the hospital and the officers are confronting her. Where did this baby come from? What do you mean? Well, where did this come from? Is it your baby? Did you have it? Yes, I had it. But she wouldn't let the doctors actually check her. Because, when you have a baby, what do? I've had a miscarriage, right? I've had 2. So there's always a concern for bleeding. Even after you have a baby, you got to make sure that, that you pass the placenta. They had the placenta. Okay. She said it was her placenta. I don't know, right? She gave them the placenta, which belonged to Reagan. Okay. And they had, of course, the baby and the umbilical cord. She's in a separate room. The officers are confronting her. She's not letting these hospital staff actually check her. Okay. Oh my goodness. And thank you. Don't forget, before she met with Reagan, she Googled how to perform a C-section. Taylor being as adamant to keep this like crazy situationship or whatever, she decides like, I'm good. Not only am I going to have a baby, but I'm going to go forward and give this woman a C-section. And she just wanted to take this baby. You know what I mean? So, like I sat there and I said, this is in the body cam footage. You've got to be kidding me. They're confronting her and she's like, it is my baby. Is something wrong with the baby? Like the acting is like, what is going on? She's playing this part. Let me just say, man, they bring in the doctor. The officers leave so they can check her to see if she had a baby. Like, to me, I'm like, that's probably where you should have probably stopped. You should have stopped like before you did all the shit that you did. But like that's really where you should have stopped. The doctor went in there to check if she had a baby, to check her. And you could hear the doctor say, no baby here. You ain't had no baby here. No baby came out of here. No baby. I'm sitting there like, what in the hell is going on? Yeah. He checked her and he said, no baby. He takes off his gloves and he's like looking at the officers, and the body cam footage, you see his face. No, doesn't look like she delivered. They walk out. Oh my God. And you should see her face. I mean, the jig was up. I know, clearly, like I'm sitting there and this doctor's probably like, well, no baby. I mean, if that isn't the body cam footage, let me see. Body cam footage. Y'all go see. I was sat there and I said, what? Hold up. Taylor. There's got to be. This is apparently the unedited footage. This was beyond.
That we have to
Barrett.
You hear me? But we can do blood on that and prove that it's not hers. So if she wants to, can I help you?
This is
Yes.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Are you ready? I'm coming.
Is she trying to leave?
There's two in there. The blonde is ours. That's ours.
Okay.
Do you take any blood thinner? No kind of blood thinner at all?
Can I come in?
Yeah, here.
Come this way. Do not let her out that door. I'm gonna need
Real jumpy.
They're in there checking.
So she shows no signs. You can't check for hemorrhaging. She should be hemorrhaging right now.
Can you imagine? You know, these hospitals, these ERs, they confront a bunch of shit every day. There's always something going on. You'll be amazed what goes. Like if you've ever, shout out to the, we have our supporters. Shout out to Sylvia. Shout out to everybody that's like a nurse and a doc. Like you guys, every day there's something going on at the ER, right? And the shit that you see and confront, to see something like this just go down. I mean, when we talk about the Alexi Treviso case, imagine being at a hospital and having a baby be wrapped in a trash bag while you're there to save people's lives. Like, it's crazy work. Yes, she cut this woman's, basically, she cut her. The doctor who, there was a subject matter expert, the same doctor who had performed Taylor's hysterectomy was a subject matter expert in this trial. And he said that he broke down because he had cut her to the point where, like, I think her uterus flipped or something. Like, she showed no regard whatsoever. I heard this too, but that she had taken everything out or portions of it. I don't even know the brutality of this crime.
no one
Hip
has
to
ever
hip.
negative HCG.
Okay,
takes 6
what is
weeks.
HCG?
It's a hormone that is
Uh-huh.
secreted by the placenta only.
Okay.
And if there's a baby in there, the HCG is what the hormone that mandates going and getting the nutrients and bringing it to baby.
Okay.
So it's in mama's blood, mama's urine, mama's everything. And
Okay.
it stays up for 6 weeks.
Okay. All right.
It's taken off. You don't want no part.
Huh?
You don't want no part of this. Who took it off? He's the OBGYN. Yeah, I was going to look at all the.
So when the doctors talk about the HCG, right? Because that's how they check you. I'm gonna see if we can speed it up. I've never seen this before. This is so interesting.
I can sit with her.
Well, whichever wants to do.
Just talk to the ER doctor. They took blood work, HCG levels, which is a hormone. It's not showing she was pregnant. And they're saying that the placenta, they can send the placenta off for test and whether it comes back to her or not. She won't let her do a vaginal exam to make sure she's not hemorrhaging. She won't let her.
I didn't. Now, right now, no need right eye, how is it right now?
What's your name?
Taylor Parker.
Taylor. Hey, my name's Chad Sansby. I'm a OSBI agent up here, and I heard you brought your baby in. What the? You give birth on the side of the road or something?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where was that here? In McCurtain County?
No, it was in DeKalb.
DeKalb down in Texas?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. You said it's Taylor?
Taylor, Tayller.
And what's your last name, Taylor?
Parker, Parker.
Do you have a medication list? You have a med list you can on? Or you know what you take?
So what happened this morning? Did you just go into labor on the side of the road?
No, me and I was supposed to ride with my fiance, and we sell, we own a hog buying facility, and we were gonna come through here, but I was having contractions and stuff and wasn't feeling good, so I stayed at home and told him we would just meet here after he dropped the hogs at 7, and he got tied up. I mean, he's on his way.
Okay. Now how did you get here? Did you drive yourself?
No, an ambulance
ambulance
brought
brought you?
me. Yes,
Oh, okay.
like that.
Oh, okay. From DeKalb?
Yes. Yeah, I had a life net. I had a nurse help me. A life net nurse lady help me.
Okay. Did know what's your boyfriend's name or your fiance?
Wade Griffin.
Wade? Okay. Have you gotten hold of him?
Yeah, he's on his way. He said he was about an hour out.
Oh, okay.
This detective, he's like not buying this shit.
The nurses said that you weren't going to let the doctor check you to make sure you weren't hemorrhaging or anything.
They did an ultrasound.
The hemorrhaging, I hemorrhaged really bad when I had my. The hemorrhaging is the bleeding. Whether you're passing clots or not passing clots, it's really good to have you checked for that, because I know I was passing massive clots and they were about to start giving me blood. That's why they're wanting to check out, any damage, and check to make sure you're not bleeding inside internally. That's why they're wanting to make sure.
Well, that's okay. That's fine. I didn't know it was a big deal not to want the guy to do that.
No, I mean, if you don't want to, that's up to you, but that's why they're wanting to check, just to make sure.
Make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, you've got blood all over you and all over your fingernails, and I mean, that's a pretty intense thing. Yeah.
It's scary. You want to shoot okay.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's fine.
You get the doctor.
Yeah.
She still got her sunglasses on her head
that's a big
too.
concern too.
Did I do something wrong for them bringing me over here?
What did you have? Did you have a boy or a girl?
A girl?
A girl. Okay.
You got a name?
Clancy Gale.
Clancy Gale.
That's a nice name.
It is a
Did,
nice-
you have any other children?
I have 2.
Do you?
How old?
Emerson's 10 and Trey's 6.
Oh, wow. So you went from 6 to a new one now.
Mhm.
He's going to check with the doctor there. Of course, we'll step out.
Yeah, the risk of infection.
Did I do something wrong?
No.
Listen, we need to watch this, but I want to read you the complaint, okay? Because this woman is like, Lord have mercy. The audacity of the lies and the lies and the lies, Linda. Like, I'm looking at this complaint and I cannot believe it. So here it says on October 9th, 2020 at approximately 12:04 p.m., Texas Ranger Joshua Mason received a request from New Boston Police Department to assist in a capital murder investigation. Real quick, which occurred at 200 Austin Street. Okay, New Boston, Texas. I learned from speaking to New Boston Police Department Chief Gary McCrary at approximately 10:18 a.m. New Boston Police Department received 911 call from a woman that went to her daughter's home and found her daughter deceased. Officers were dispatched at the address to investigate, and upon arrival, identified Jessica Brooks as the 911 caller. Jessica was screaming that someone killed her baby. After I watched the New Boston Police Department body cam footage, I learned officers entered the home and found a white female on the ground in the living room at the house, face down, with the large abundance of what appeared to be blood throughout the house. A large amount of what appeared to be blood was located on the floor, furniture, walls, appliances, and other items in the home. The victim was identified as Reagan, also known as Reagan Michelle. Officers learned Reagan approximately was 34 weeks pregnant and requested EMS personnel to come to the scene and check the status of the baby. The body cam footage from the police shows LifeNet EMS turned Simon's body over, which revealed a very large cut across Simon's abdominal area. EMS personnel determined Simon no longer had a baby in her stomach. Can you imagine the trauma of being there, having to respond to something like this? This woman was pregnant and somebody took her baby, like literally. So just giving you guys an idea. I later spoke with State Trooper and State Trooper Shavers, told me that he conducted a traffic stop in a vehicle in the morning on October 9th, 2020 at approximately 9:35 a.m. The trooper told me that Taylor Parker was the driver and was holding a newborn infant in her lap. And she does. You see it in the Netflix doc. Trooper Shavers told me that the umbilical cord was connected to the infant, which appeared to be coming out of the female's pants. Okay, the umbilical cord was coming out of the female's pants, guys, as if she gave birth to the child. The trooper told me Parker was performing CPR on the infant and came to the scene and transported Parker and the infant to a hospital in Oklahoma. Now, New Boston Police Department, the chief told me that he was informed at the hospital, staff determined Parker did not give birth to the child, and that was in the care of the hospital. Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations, Chad Dansby, responded to the hospital to investigate. I learned from Special Agent Dansby during the interview of Parker. She told the special agent she was in a physical altercation with Simons and abducted the unborn child. Parker admitted to leaving the residence of the assault after the abduction of the child. Look at this shit. As the investigation continued, I interviewed Parker's boyfriend, Wade, who informed me that Parker told him that and others that she was pregnant. Griffin explained to me that Parker was supposed to go to the hospital and pre-registered for labor to be induced for the birth of their child on October 9th, 2020. Griffin said that he was scheduled to meet Parker at the hospital about lunchtime for the birth of their child. Griffin told me that they had a gender reveal party in celebration of the upcoming birth of their child. I interviewed Parker and she told me she was not pregnant and admitted to being in a physical assault with Simon. Parker used a small scalpel to remove the unborn infant from her body of Simon and told me the scalpel she used was left at Simon's residence. An autopsy was performed on Simon at the Southwestern Institute of Forensic Science in Dallas. A small scalpel was lodged in the neck of Simon and was not visible to me at the crime scene. Parker caused the death of Simon, abducted the unborn child from Simon's body. Parker did not have consent to leave the home with the child. Crazy. This is crazy work, man. Parker did not have consent to leave the home with the child due to the inability to provide necessary care to the child. Parker caused the death of the baby too. So she basically took the baby's life as well, just so people are aware. So let's go back a little bit. Well, let's go back to the body cam footage. So this is her when she's being interviewed, October 9, 2020.
Oh, okay. So
He's a very good man.
Here's the I'm just going to be upfront with you. I've been talking to the DA down in Bowie County, and they've been working on a case down there. And we know that you had a hysterectomy sometime back, and that you claimed to be pregnant for a while, but it really weren't. So trying to figure out where this baby came from. But you didn't give birth this morning.
What do you mean?
So I just said you didn't give birth this morning. And we want to know where this baby came from. That's why I'm here. So what happened?
I just told y'all what happened.
Okay. What's the doctor going to find when he comes in and checks you? Is he going to find you just gave birth? They can tell. When he looks, he can tell in about a second if you gave birth or not.
Okay.
So is he going to find that you gave birth this morning?
Yes.
Okay. He'll be here. But the information I've got is you've had a hysterectomy in the past, and yeah, hysterectomy, you can't be pregnant. And you came into a hospital with a newborn. We want to know where this newborn came from.
Okay.
So you still saying it came from you?
Yes.
Okay. Because we can do DNA on it. You'll be able to tell pretty quick. Check all it all.
They have the placenta, and they can see the placenta.
Okay.
So you gave birth to this child?
Yes.
We're just making sure.
Who drove the ambulance over here?
Yes.
It's like,
If there's anything you need to talk to us about, you can.
I don't know what everybody wants me to talk about.
I found a woman this morning on the side of the road, and a baby had been removed from her body. And then you show up with a baby. And the information is you've had a hysterectomy. There's no way you could have been pregnant. Even though you've been telling people for a while you've been pregnant. There's no way you could have been pregnant. And
I didn't hurt anybody on the side of the road.
well, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that
this is the hill that she's gonna stay in. Like, I didn't. It's like, what are you doing? I'm sitting there like, what? No, they shouldn't, La Coneja. They need a confession at this point, not a therapist. Because in a therapist, nope, not a therapist. No. This is a premeditated crime, right? She intentionally did this. You know what I mean? The autopsy of the poor girl, she murmured, is horrific. Yeah, right. When I heard about it, I was like, oh my God, it's the hill she's going to die at. I mean, to me, it was like, you have a perfect opportunity to just say what happened here. And she didn't. And even the fact that you would even say that Reagan would you got into a fist. No, you assaulted, you killed this woman and cut this baby out of her. You were so wanting Wade to stay with you. That's the thing. This is a very dangerous part. Situations like that's why I ask you guys, y'all ever had a friend, or maybe you've been in that situation where, you see a friend, they want to stay in that relationship. I've seen women lie about being pregnant. I had to unfriend somebody like this when I was, younger, where it's like they're not pregnant, or they intentionally got pregnant just to keep somebody. That's so crazy work. That's just crazy work, right? Anyways, let's keep going.
there's a woman that had her baby removed from her body. Her body's found on the side of the road. I didn't say you did. I just want to know what happened, where this baby came from.
Yo, look she got caught.
Doctor's gonna be here in a minute.
Who was the lady? Do you know who she is?
I don't know what lady you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, she don't like being confronted. Look at her lies. Yo, you pregnant. Don't be out there on Facebook. Don't be be careful who you meeting online. They got her. Yep. Look at that. The officer's like looking in her bag. Literally. I'm trying to see when the doctor comes in, man. That was so crazy work.
What was your last name? Parker? You got ID in here?
Yes, sir.
Is it in here? Do you mind if I check? You're okay with that?
I can give it in the little pocket, little leopard pocket.
Leopard pocket? This in? You got blue? No, there's some right there.
Oh my God.
Just in case I don't do blood, I just want to make sure I don't want COVID, all that good crap going on.
This was 2020. Keep that in mind.
Where are you from?
From Sims.
From Sims, Texas.
Where?
Sims, Texas.
I've never heard of that. Is it in here or in here?
It's on this side.
It's on the side. Boston?
No, that's an old address.
Oh, it's on the side.
I've been in Sims for a little over a year now.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna keep that. I'll put all your stuff back here. Okay.
Thank you, Ronan. Be good, Ronan. It's the awkwardness of being in that room.
Do you know what OSDI is? It stands for this Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. You remember Texas Rangers? Texas.
Girl.
We're like Oklahoma's version of the Texas Ranger. Every state has something like that.
So here's my question. She thought that if she took this woman's uterus, put it all under her legs, that somehow she was going to walk into this hospital or be taken to this hospital, and they were immediately going to see that she delivered this baby. And she's had 2 other kids. When you have kids, your body is like, your body acts a certain way. Like, what was she thinking?
Primarily what I work are death cases. And I've been doing it for almost 27 years. That's all I've ever done for the last nearly 2.5
Exactly.
Decades. Like I said, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this thing.
Hi.
All right.
Let's see.
So we got
Hold up. Let me slow this down.
See what I'm doing.
Hold up. The doctor comes in. Oh my God, this is like crazy work right here.
Yes. Watch that. We get the girls here.
Pretty sure she has to consent to get checked. She consented, I think. That's all they needed, is to check her. They would have known right away she was never pregnant or pregnant. This is crazy work. They convinced her, Alexa. That's right. She didn't want to be checked. That's why they called too.
All right, let's see. Gloves. Let's lay her flat if we can.
Okay.
How many children have you had? Two.
Now let's get to the edge of the bed,
Oh, man. That'll be fine.
Not bad if you're here, huh? Do you think you can get a wheelchair for me? Do you think you can get a wheelchair for me? Well, I can help you. We're gonna go do a CT real quick on that head. Well, okay, hold on just a second.
Sorry.
There, so I.
No, it's got a light on. So, it surely doesn't look like a baby came out of there.
I'll hold those as we stand up. Okay? Hang around here.
What kind of surgery did you have?
And then I had my gallbladder and appendix removed.
Uh-huh.
This doctor's like, what am I doing here?
Doesn't look like she had a baby.
It doesn't?
No,
Okay.
does not look like she had a baby there. Come here. Ready.
Look at her face.
So what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. What do you mean? Doesn't look like she had a baby there. Oh my God. You said, well, sure. Don't look like a baby came out of there, right? Literally. This woman is wild as hell. I mean, oh my gosh. Yes. Like, I cannot, yo.
You didn't give birth.
This is her first.
Yeah. That means it's not your baby. That's what happened. Like I told you, Taylor, this is my first rodeo. I've been doing this for 20 years.
Oh, shit.
Years. Making death cases.
Yeah, she was busted by the doctor.
Sometimes, you know, there's some people that do stuff just because they're very evil people. They're really bad people. I've dealt with them. I've dealt with them my whole life. Cold-blooded murderers, serial killers, all of it. I've done it. And here's the thing. You seem like a nice person. I think you may be a little bit confused about some things.
You seem like a nice person. Maybe something happened. You know that this is when they come for the kill, right? And not like figuratively, right? You know when you hear a detective say this, you know that they're trying to bargain to see how far you can speak. But literally, what?
And I get that. You know, the problem with cases, death cases especially, people automatically assume the worst. you know how it is. When people read the newspapers and stuff, they, they just see a certain amount of facts and they automatically assume the worst. Essentially what we have is we have a dead woman out of Texas, and you took the baby out of her, which caused her to die. And my question is Taylor a cold-blooded murderer? Or is it something else? I mean, sometimes people have, they go through depression and, some mental issues and things. Causes good people to make bad choices.
Yep.
Right? And that's kind of where I'm here at today. I knew that doctor wasn't going to find me.
This is considered, this is her interrogation, her interview. This is when she would ask for, she doesn't know it. I don't know, but this is when you would ask. Actually, she should have asked for a lawyer like right when they stepped in the room. You said good cop activated. Yep, this is, there you go. He'll turn it around. No, he's the good cop and the other guy's the bad cop. Okay.
I already know a lot of things I ask. I already know the answer to before I ask. But one thing I'm trying to figure out is why did this happen? What was going on? Is it something like, maybe you're going through some depression, maybe you're going through some, some emotional things, and just for whatever reason, you made some bad choices, right? Or is it because you set some woman up, targeted her to kill her and steal the baby? Okay, I tell you, most of the people are going to assume the worst. They're going to assume you're an evil person and that you just butchered this lady and left her to rot on the side of the road.
But I don't think you're like that. I think you're actually a pretty nice person.
So you steal her baby. I don't think that was the case. I mean, you don't seem like that type of person to me.
I didn't kill anybody.
Where'd this baby come from? We're past all of that. Taylor, we're past that.
I did not kill anybody. I didn't kill anybody.
So was she alive when you left?
I wasn't with her. It's mine.
Can't be.
Oh, wait. It's mine? You just had the doctor walk out of there and say, what kind of surgeries have you had? Gallbladder and whatever, appendix? No baby. And she is still claiming it's hers.
Well, here's where we're at, Taylor. And I'm just going to be brutally honest. Okay. Right now, the DA down there who I've talked to believes that you're a cold-blooded killer and that you plotted for the last 8 months to murder this woman and steal her baby. And right now, the evidence is there. They can prove it without a shadow of a doubt that that's what happened. They can prove that you murdered that woman and that you're a cold-blooded murderer. How heinous is it? Some woman, everybody's happy, they're having showers, and then somebody comes along and cuts her damn baby out of her gut. That's what we got right now. And that's what you need to understand. That's the point where we're at.
Yep.
We're past all this nonsense about
bad cop activated now. Here you go.
I wasn't there.
There you
I
go.
didn't kill nobody. We're past all of that. We know it. We know you did it. There's no doubt whatsoever. And the only thing I'm giving you a chance, because like I said, you seem kind of confused. Like maybe you've been going through some depression or something. Or maybe you took some medication or something that like I said, that made a good person make bad choices. I don't know. That's the one. Okay. Because the bottom line is, these cases are actually pretty simple. Murder cases are pretty simple. You got who, what, when, where, and why. Okay? And it's like a big old puzzle. You ever put puzzles together when you're a kid? You got these little pieces of evidence, all these little pieces, and you put them all together and they make a picture of what happened. The only thing that the evidence doesn't show is why something happened. That's the only thing we don't know.
Yeah.
Is why this happened.
I think you're right. She never asked whether this baby was okay. She would, if she would, they probably would have said, "Well, the baby died," right? She never asked if the baby was okay, not once.
Okay. We know what happened. We know who happened. We know all of those, but we just don't know why. And that's the point I'm trying to explain to you is people in general automatically assume the worst. They always do. In this case, the worst is that Taylor's a cold-blooded murderer who stole a woman's baby from her. Okay, that's what the evidence looks like right now, and that's why I didn't have to come talk to you. I really didn't. I mean, if I was like some people, just said, "Hey, she's a cold-blooded killer. Just arrest her. Throw away the key," right? But no. After talking to you for a few minutes, and my thinking, because like I said, I've done this for a long time. I thought, this girl's I think she might be going through some depression or something, or maybe took some medicine or something, because she seems like a good person. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. What was going on to cause this chain of events to happen that's happened? We know it's happened. We're past all of that. We're completely past any of that. That you weren't there, you didn't do nothing. We're past all that. Okay? Not even talk about that anymore.
Oh my God.
Right? The only thing I'm interested in is, why did this happen? What was going on that caused this to happen? Because here's the thing. Good people make bad choices all the time. Everybody's made a bad choice at some time in their life. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. You follow me? Does that make sense? I mean, I've made bad choices before. Everybody has. You know? But I think I'm a good person.
No. We all make bad choices, but this is a little bit different. I'm waiting for her to say the next thing that's like, but that's my baby. It's like this is a very lengthy monologue that this officer's doing.
You know? But there's usually a reason. Enough. Maybe I didn't have all the information. Maybe, who knows? You know? But the bottom line is I'm not an evil person, but I made bad choice before. I made several, you know, especially when I was younger, you know. And that's what I'm trying to give you the time and the chance to figure out. To figure out is, why did this happen? I mean, we could go the easy route and just say, "Hey, Mr. DA, yes, she just keeps talking in circles." And yeah, there is no why. If there's no why, then that means it's just go to murder. You know, I mean, that's the easy route. And right now, that's all I've got. Because you haven't told me a reason why this happened. What was going on? Was it some type of depression? Was it some kind of, you know, maybe you took some medication or something and got some medications mixed up, or, you know, I don't know, you know. But I like to think that you're not an evil person, that you're not a cold-blooded killer. I really do. I really want to believe that, because that's my gut feeling, okay, that you're really a good person, okay. But unfortunately, you made a bad decision, okay, and which caused me to have to enter your life, right? And so my job is to.
Guys, no empathy whatsoever. I'm gonna try to speed it up, y'all, because I do have to. There is no empathy. She's not breaking down. She doesn't. This person is not well.
She's up to her, and there you go. Done. Case is done. She's a cold-blooded murderer. She's an evil person who actually just completely eviscerated, cut out a baby out of a woman, and just left her dead.
Yep. That's what she did.
That's what we got. That's where we're at right now. I'm just telling you, that's where we're at right now. Okay? And like I said, I really want to believe that you're not a bad person, that you just make a bad choice. That happens sometimes. It's okay. It's okay you make a bad choice. Everybody does. But we just have to, you know, what was going on? You know, you're going to have to help me explain it, because I want to believe that you're not an evil person. You're not a bad person. I want to believe that there was something going on up here. Maybe
all right.
They have some, you know, there's some mental.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Okay, and that's what the worst.
I'm gonna need to speed it up.
Right now, I can already tell you, I've been talking to them. They're assuming the worst. And I was assuming the worst when I first started until I met you. That's what I was doing when I was talking to you. I was trying to feel you out, see what kind of person you were. And see if, if it was worth my time to sit here and talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, if I came in, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time.
She's checked out. Y'all see her face? She's not one. I'm waiting for her to talk. Like, come on.
Like I said, it's about depression. Maybe he has some kind of,
He's giving her an out.
Thing going on where, you're maybe a little bit confused or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. But there had to be something because it's one of two things. It's real easy. It's one of two things. Either you're a cold-blooded killer with no remorse, you're not sorry, you don't care, or
she starts telling the story. Okay.
Wrong place at the wrong time. It's been hurting.
Okay. Ooh, right there. Hold up.
Are you saying she's dead? Is it the deal you just wanted a baby so bad that it just kind of overpowered your brain and everything?
My head's been hurting.
Your head's been hurting.
I had a stroke in 2015.
Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about, There gives me something to explain to them. Help them understand what they're saying and why they're saying what they're saying. You see what I'm saying? So what happened today? How did this all come about? When did you first see the woman? This one today.
She checked on me.
Is she a friend of yours? So she come over? Did she come to your house?
She told me to come over.
Oh, so you went to her house? Okay. What happened then?
Don't believe me?
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So what happened? You go over to her house and what happened?
I remember pulling up.
You go inside.
Yeah.
Did you talk very long? Or did she say something to you to make you mad or something? Or what happened?
She grabbed a hold of me and told me that I was a liar.
Okay. So she grabbed hold of you and did you try to fight back?
Fought back.
You both fought back? Yeah. And then what happened?
We both hit each other. And she hit her head on the table.
She hit her head on the table. Okay. That's okay.
What?
Hey, stuff happens sometimes, Stuff happens. It's all right. So
He's like allowing her to talk. Hold up. You said I blame it on the stroke, the gallbladder, and the appendix. Everything besides her. You said I could never be a cop. It's tough enough patrolling YouTube. Shut up. Rabbit, can you drop the comment so I can see? What do you mean, Cammy? I don't know what you mean. You said she hit her head on the table. Is that what she hit it herself in the table? I wonder if they have body cam footage of the other case with the Spanish lady. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going, y'all. I want to hear what else she says, but she's like, it's so hard to hear her.
happens sometimes. It does. Well, people have strokes and things. Yeah, they can. You sure can. So did you put her in the car? Did you put her in your vehicle at that point?
No.
Okay. How did she get out on the road out there? They said they found her on the side of the road.
No, I didn't move her.
You didn't move her? Okay. So she's still in her house? Okay. So do you think she had died when she hit her head? Is it a deal where maybe she, when she hit her head, did you think she died and you were trying to save the baby?
Yeah. And I really wanted the baby.
I understand that. That's okay. Well, and that shows what a good person you are. And that shows what a good person you are. Do what?
I was trying to save her.
I understand. I mean, that's obvious. You called the ambulance, you know. So she hit her head, and so you tried to save the baby. So did you? I guess you got the baby out of it. Did you do like a C-section on it? You don't remember. So how did you go from her laying there with her head hit to you have a baby in your hand?
Just remember trying to save the baby.
Do you remember if you do you remember if you used a knife that was from her house, or did you have one already? Or, do you remember? Was that to get the baby had to come out of her? Right. So how did that happen? Don't remember what you grabbed. Did you take anything over there with you? I mean, some people carry knives, especially up here. But did you have a knife or a razor blade, anything like that?
No, there's a knife in my purse right there.
You didn't use that one?
No, that's not in there.
Oh, okay. All right. So, was it? Just you and her. So you went by yourself, and as far as you knew, she was there by herself. Okay. So you never saw anybody else there. Okay. So she hits her head, and then you decide to try to save the baby. Did you understand me right? I noticed your knuckles are red. Is that from punching her? The knuckle right there? Yeah. Did you ever hit her with anything other than your fist or anything? Do you remember?
Yeah. She tries to frame it as they were fighting back and forth. Like, I'm like, speak up. Oh, I cannot stand her. Yeah. And apparently you guys are saying in the chat that she left with her friend's shoes on, or not friend, I'm sorry, with Reagan's shoes on, right? The 3-year-old was in the house, guys. The 3-year-old was hiding. Like, oh my God.
Were you inside her house or outside her house?
We started outside, then we went inside.
Fighting? Arguing? Okay. And what were you inside the house or outside the house when you actually when it turned physical? She hit you or you hit her?
She hit me outside.
She hit you outside. Okay. Did she run back into the house or something and you go in after her, or what happened then? She hits you outside and what happened?
I hit her. She grabbed a hold of my hair and shoved me in the garage. She hit me really good on my side. I had my stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, you know how you see those little
stars or blue or
stars, and I don't remember. Somebody might have been there.
What makes you say somebody might have been there?
Because I remember her hollering, Jennifer.
Who's Jennifer?
I don't know, that's just the name she was hollering.
Now, what's her name again? The lady you went over to see. Or what do you call her? Boo. What's her real name?
No, like 2 years. Wayne didn't have nothing to do with this.
Who? Your boyfriend? He wasn't there.
He was doing homes.
So she lived close to you? Do y'all live close together? Is it for you to drive to her house from your house? Is it? Okay. Now,
I haven't been sleeping.
how that affects people's judgment too.
I had been up since like 2 a.m. I didn't play. I didn't sleep good the night before.
No, 2 2 nights and not much sleep. Yeah.
I didn't lay down till like 12:15. And then we got up at 2:40.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been up since then.
Mm-hmm. You remember about what time of day it was you went over there? Was this morning early?
Like 9.
This morning or last night?
9 this morning.
9 this morning. So y'all fighting, you end up in the garage, you are yelling for somebody named Jennifer. You never saw anybody named Jennifer. You didn't know anybody named Jennifer that would be associated with her. Okay. And so at some point she hits her head, falls down and hits her head.
You know, she hit her head on. She pushed me in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
This is insane, man.
I pushed her back.
Mm-hmm.
She fell pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
She pushed her.
She got up. She grabbed me like this.
Mm-hmm.
Shoved me back through the door. The door was open. The door was open. You're right there in the living room.
Okay. So you go from the garage into the living room.
I went from the carport to the garage to the living room.
Mm-hmm. And you still fighting?
Yeah.
And she fell and falls again. Okay. Was that the last time she fell?
No, we went around a lot.
So she was fighting this woman being 34 weeks pregnant. Like, she had an intent. And I mean, the officer got her to talk, even though it took him a good 25, 30 minutes to give that speech monologue and whatnot. We'll see how much of this we can watch. And then I have to head out, guys.
He's coming. This one.
Yeah, the feedback is horrible. Answer the phone.
So you go into the living room, y'all fight some more. Continue fighting. It's okay. That's why I'm, hey, listen, Taylor. If I believe that, I wouldn't be spending time talking to you.
Oh, shit.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, right? Why did this happen, right? So
She don't
why
give
did
a
she call
shit.
you a liar? What was that about?
Baby.
Her baby? What about it? Why would she call you a liar about the baby?
Oh my God.
There's other stuff that I'm trying to remember.
That's fine. That's fine. So, so there's some discussion at the beginning in the yard about the baby, and she calls you a liar. Is that accurate? But you don't remember what it was.
She said something, but I just can't remember what it was.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just trying to get it right in my head. Okay. And then she punches you. You punch her back, and y'all end up in the, is it carport or garage? You use both words. It's like more like a carport or is it a garage?
There's a concrete, you know,
Uh-huh.
and then it goes in.
Okay. All right. So y'all end up in the garage, and she falls. She pushes you. You push her back. She falls pretty hard. And then I think you told me that.
She grabbed a knife,
Okay.
because I remember she stabbed me in my hand.
Whereabouts? The cut right there.
Yes,
Okay.
stuck me there.
She fought back.
Right there.
Flip it around so I can see. Oh, right there. Okay.
And then
She fought back.
there was something else.
Okay.
Right there, she got me with the tip of it right there.
Okay.
I just remember hitting her.
But she had a knife though. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know why she grabbed it.
Oh, you stupid bitch.
So what's
It's like,
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I cannot.
So once they, and you said it went on for a while, the fighting.
I don't know, a long while.
A long while. Okay.
It felt like
Did she still have a knife?
She did because she fell.
Okay. What happened when she fell?
There was blood.
Okay. So did you take the knife away from her, or did you ever have the knife?
I did at one point.
Did you? Okay.
Because I don't know why.
No, that's okay. I don't want you to lie. So y'all are fighting. She's got a knife, and at some point you get the knife. Okay. Where are you able to?
She grabbed something heavy because I very beautifully with it, but I don't know what it was.
That's fine.
Oh my God, no, you two bad actors, me and you both. Like, I just want to. That officer. I mean, I don't know how they do it, because I would have lost my shit. Like, it's like somehow she's the victim of this. She's the victim. She's the one crying. Ooh.
So she grabbed something heavy and hit you with it. Okay. Was that when you had got the knife from her? Did you got the knife?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the knife from her, and then she hit you with something. Like saying, right?
Yeah, because I don't know why I would ever hurt her. But it's not. Because I've never hurt anybody.
Oh no.
I don't have a record.
I can believe that. So y'all fighting around. You end up with a knife, and she hits you. She apparently picks up something, hits you with something heavy. You're not sure what it was, and then you failed, and there was blood. Did you stick her with the knife, or was
She fell with the knife because I shoved her.
Okay, so she gets the knife back from you.
We both had it in our hands a few times.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay, I'm just trying to get it out of my head. You know what I mean? So.
Because she stabbed me first.
Okay.
But I don't remember why she kept calling me.
What was she calling you? I mean, like still calling you a liar, or just still calling you something else?
No, she told me that I was gonna rot, and that she'd kill me if I touched her again.
Okay. Was this before y'all started fighting or after?
This was during
During
it.
the fight. Okay.
Because she went in the kitchen and grabbed the drawer, and there was stuff in it because I remember it rattling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did she get something out of the drawer?
I don't know. For celebrities, I'm looking. I don't see a Miranda issue at all. Actually, I see. I went to the case. These cases are very public, just so those that are kind of wondering, they're on Justia too. So the appeals are up there as well. 7 June 10, 2025. Reply brief filed. That's available. Let me see. The writ of cert denied filed. I'll have to see what I can pull from this. Okay, anyways. No, all of this, I don't see anything that says anything about Miranda. I'm checking, but I don't see anything.
I don't know.
Okay. Just remember her going to the door and stuff in it because it rattled. So at what point did she fall with the knife and there was blood? Was that in the kitchen or was it somewhere else?
She fell in the living room.
In the living room. Okay. Did she fall like on her back fall or like on her side fall or on her face?
She fell forward.
Forward. Okay. Where did the blood come from? Do you know?
The neck.
From the neck.
But she was bleeding on her head from smacking that concrete.
Oh, earlier out in the garage or carport or whatever.
But I just remember seeing her fall. I don't remember seeing her just smack her face.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. So you're in the living room. Y'all been fighting. She went into
Yeah,
the
because we
kitchen.
moved the furniture and shit around.
Okay. So she falls, and she's got the knife. Did she fall on the knife? Is that what you believe, or is that what you know, or you don't know?
She had to because I didn't
You didn't say.
I didn't stab her.
Okay, that's fine. So afterwards, did it look like she'd been like the knife?
She grabbed something and started smacking herself with it and told me that they would believe I did it.
Oh, okay. So she started hitting herself with something.
She started hitting herself with the knife and believed that she. I need a moment. I need a moment. Like,
When you are out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order. They're out of order.
Literally, like what she said, she started stabbing herself, and she believed, like, she's like, no one's gonna believe you. This is what Reagan told her. This is like. Sometimes I'd be on my phone looking at it like this, like, what in the heck? Just like Foxy over here. You got to be kidding me.
What, was that before or after she fell and started bleeding out of her neck?
That was after.
After she was bleeding out of her neck?
Yes.
Okay. So she picks up something and starts hitting herself with it, saying that, kind of setting you up, I guess.
She only said it like twice. She didn't just keep saying it.
Okay. Was she on the ground when she was doing that, or was she standing up?
She was standing up in the living room.
Okay. So what happened then? Did y'all fight some more? Or did she fall down?
Girl, she. Oh my God.
Or something else?
I wouldn't be able to do this.
So we had to continue to fight.
Okay. So she's bleeding from her head, from her neck somewhere, possibly from her knife, falling on the knife. So she's pretty bloody there. Was there a lot of blood? Okay. Did you get a lot of blood on you? From her? Like on your clothes or something?
I think so.
Now, at what point?
All right.
At some point.
I don't know why. I don't know why this troll keeps coming back up or what. Let me see. Maybe you might have to get another account because I don't understand you. Hold up. It's like, Lord have mercy. You got timed out 5 times. Why are you talking? Hold up. Y'all, give me a minute. Let me make sure. I got to make sure that they're like, maybe I should permanently block. I just can't do that, man. Don't do too much in my chat. You'll get blocked. Please and thank you. I don't know what kind of a comment is this. Oh, okay. They blocked me so I wouldn't block them. Thank you. That's cute. I'll make sure that your ID is blocked here too. Let's go ahead and give you a permanent ban. See, I don't be liking blocking. I really don't. But when you're over here trolling and doing the most, thank you so much, Ronan. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all good. Y'all can't see it. They're just being inappropriate. I don't know what the hell is. It's weird. Anyways.
She goes to the ground. All right. When was that? After y'all been fighting for a while longer?
Yeah, because my vision was getting bad.
Your what?
My vision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I problems with my life.
Okay. Did so when she falls down, where's she at? Back in the living room? Okay. Did she just fall, or were y'all fighting and you push her, or what happened? Or just fall down? Push her down. Okay.
Pushed her.
All right. And once is that the last time she fell?
Because I was falling too.
Oh, okay. So the very last time she falls, okay, is she talking? Is she breathing? Or what? Eventually she finally falls, right? Okay.
All right, I'm going to stop it right here, guys, because I do have to go and tend to baby bunny because she's looking at me like, hurry up. So I got to go tend to her. I'm kind of wondering about her appeal too. So I'm going to look into that as well. I'm curious. But if those that are kind of wondering, where do you find the documents? It's all public. It's all public. Justia has them. There's a Reddit that actually posted all of them. The majority of them. I'd have to go through them. So This is up here. If you're interested, case doc, maternal instincts, Taylor Parker, fetal abduction case. All of that is open. So you guys can go check them out. I'm showing you guys there. Check it out. Bring the Happy Meal money with you. Literally, Happy Meal money. Make it rain with the Happy Meal money. Thank you. All right, guys. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful night. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for gifting, hitting the like button, hyping, doing all those great things. I really do appreciate it. But I will see you guys on the next one. Okay. Bye. Bye. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Thank you.